guys, we are back. This is the Juice Box with episode 169. Nice. Big Czar, what's up? What's up? Good to be here.
What's up? No, what's up, my dudes?
What's
How
up?
are we?
Good.
Good. I think seasonally good. It's better weather outside. Feeling kind of uppity.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Not too bad
Yeah.
today.
Yeah,
It's been sunny this week.
yeah. Oh man, it is crazy when you just go outside, even if it's kind of cold or warm, and you just sit down and let the sun touch your skin. Like
Mhm.
you'd feel different.
You really do. I'm a firm believer in that, and I always have been.
Maybe those weirdos that sun their gooch aren't so crazy after all.
Dude, we might have to start sunning the gooch.
Sun in the Gooch?
Dude, imagine burning the gooch.
No, I couldn't.
That would hurt. I
That'd
don't
be
know if I could
awful.
walk.
I couldn't imagine having a sunburn on any of my nether regions.
Yeah.
No, I got sunburnt so bad this past beach trip that I think I burnt muscles in my legs. I couldn't stand. I'd stand.
It
and,
does. It does sunburn does physically weaken you.
Oh yeah,
It goes down to your muscles. I don't care what anyone
dude.
says.
And I would stand and I couldn't do it. My legs would hurt so bad. There was probably a day where I just had to lay around and I really was just crying walking to go to the bathroom because
Yeah.
it hurt so fucking bad.
Yeah, but you don't wear sunscreen.
Well, so I normally what I'll do is I'll get that
you get the base.
I'll get the base
Yeah.
and then I start wearing sunscreen. The problem is 2 summers ago I was able to do that because I had the tan.
Yeah.
Last summer I was such a bitch and never wanted to go outside because it was so hot and sweaty.
It really was. Dude.
And I for some reason still told myself that you're still gonna be good, and I just
yeah,
wasn't.
just wasn't.
I'm the idiot who never puts sunscreen on until I start to feel it. And it's like, oh, I'll probably just put some sunscreen on.
Yeah,
And I'm already fucking burnt.
I do that a lot myself, and I have to wear sunscreen
Yeah.
or I'm fucked. Can't mess around with it.
Yeah, sunburn is sunburn's actually wild when you truly think about it.
Yeah.
That the big starry looking thing up there is so far away and it can just roast you.
Just kill you.
It really could just kill you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, boys. I don't think there hasn't been really dick that has happened this week.
No. That's what I feel like. It's a blur. Literally nothing happened. I went to work for a couple of days, watched some sports, and then now it's almost Friday again.
Yeah, I'm bummed WVU lost to Kansas today, but at least we know we're in the tourney. That's all.
Yeah,
it comes
I'm
down to.
happy about that. It was weird last year not having postseason basketball.
Sucked.
Yeah, it did. It really did.
Sucked really bad. But
Yeah. It didn't really seem like they were in it that much, during the game. I was watching it, but I was also really busy with work. I mean, could they just not make shots, or was Kansas just really good?
A little bit of both. Kansas, of course, was just lights out
Yeah.
shooting percentage wise. WVU went through their spurts. We had a lead early on, and then we brought it within 4 in the second half too. Those are probably the top 2
Really?
points.
See,
of the
I
game.
didn't even see when they were within 4.
yeah. And I mean, this isn't an excuse by any means, but this is just kind of the truth. It's kind of strange how you have a team play at 7 p.m. the night before and then have them turn around and play at 3. Not even give them 24 hours worth of rest.
Right.
Oklahoma State gets a whole 24 hours of rest. They don't play till tonight. And it's just weird how you had that game at 3. I didn't really understand that one. And I think that's what took us so long to get warmed up in the beginning because
Yeah.
they're probably still tired and have to get out of their funk.
Right.
But yeah, Kansas was lights out. Shout out to them. Kansas is really good. But if that loss doesn't demoralize me at all, though.
It doesn't, for whatever reason. I agree. I don't think I went in expecting to win the Big 12 tournament, but we've made Cinderella runs to the finals in that tournament before.
For sure.
So I thought there was a chance. I thought we looked good last night.
We looked really good last night.
Yeah.
And I think what'll be the biggest thing for us is seeing what seed we actually get. That'll determine so much.
Yeah. I'm hoping for a Sweet 16 run at least. That'd be
pumped.
cool.
Yeah, I think again, it's kind of crazy to say Hugs is the all-time winningest active coach now. Jim Boeheim got the boot or retired.
That is
or whatever
weird.
yesterday.
His interview was so weird.
It's so weird. No one knows.
He's just like,
Or it seems like he doesn't even know.
he's like, I don't know.
From
He's like, was so weird about it.
from his perspective,
He's like, you're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah,
You are the guy.
you are the guy that we're talking about.
You are the source.
Yeah. But it just seemed weird. It's like, okay, obviously we know Syracuse was forcing him out,
Yeah.
but he didn't want to say he was retired. But the news was saying
He's retired. That's what I mean. It was so weird.
Yeah.
It kind of seems like he'd be open to coaching somewhere else.
That's what I picked up on. But then again, it's like, I don't know. It was
I mean,
weird.
there's
interview.
plenty of spots I'm sure that he could end up. I mean,
Hey,
if Chris Beard's going to get another coaching job, someone would hire Boeheim.
I mean, I think Hugs gets him on the line and has him on the bench for next week, dude.
That'd be sick.
Could you imagine
That'd be-
Boeheim
two-
just assistant
The
coach?
two winningest coaches
Yeah. it'd be so
on the
tight.
same staff.
But yeah, it was weird. Like looking at Emmett and like Eric and all their guys' tweets, they're like, it's strange that I play for the winningest coach of all time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's why it just bums me out when people are like, we need to fire him. I'm like, how do you
Yeah.
fire him?
Again, and I've preached this every fucking year. I'm so over people saying that, and I'm so over like the Twitter coaches, people like criticizing him on Twitter. It's like, dude, he puts the team in every position to be successful. It's not the coach's fault when the players come out cold.
No,
Like, it's not like we're taking unopened shots.
no. And
You know what I mean? If Kansas came out, ran the exact same offense as us today to a T, like all the same moves, took the same exact shots, they would have had, way more points than we had.
for sure.
That's just this fact of the matter. We came out today, we didn't shoot as well as we could.
Yeah, and like Brady asked me because he was just genuinely curious. He was like, when do you think Hugs will be gone? And I told Brady, I was like, I don't think that's the question. That's not the perspective I'm taking. I don't think Hugs will leave until he wins one or gets close. I think the key factors are how can Hugs keep young coaches around to relate to the players
Yeah.
long enough while he's there.
Yeah.
I think
That's a good take. That's a good take.
Yeah, I think that's more of what the discussion should be, because why would you not want a Hall of Fame guy on your bench? The number one acting like coach, and people are like, we need to fire him.
Yeah. I don't agree with that at all. I think he's owed finishing his career out at West Virginia.
Agreed.
And if we rob him of that, I'll be very upset.
Yeah, I think Ren Baker's smart. I think he's made a lot of good moves so far, and it is weird to say the pivotal turning point was the Larry Harrison fire.
Yeah, which is so weird, but yeah, it was. You're
Which
right.
doesn't make sense to me because all the players are like, we loved him, he was great, but that's when the season started turning around.
Yeah.
Because Hugs would have never fired him
No.
at all. So yeah, NCAA tourney's here. Looking forward to it. Would love to get in the Alabama region for sure. I'd love to play Alabama, but really that's all that's been on my mind these last couple days, truthfully.
Yeah, I can't think of really anything that went down. West Virginia passed that new tax bill, went into law
I did see that.
about personal property taxes and income taxes. I can't really speak on it.
Yeah, well, I read something, and if it's true, it won't affect us at all. It
Yeah.
benefits the top 10% more than it benefits the
I
middle.
think we'll get a little bit better returns on our income taxes, but I don't know how much it actually helps. People, you hear so much different stuff from each side, like Republicans and Democrats, like that people are saying like how it's just like a trick, like it's just a paper thing, and then the other side saying how great it's going to be for the taxpayers. I don't know. That's
How do you guys do your taxes?
Tax Act.
Tax Act.
Yeah.
Huh. Maybe I should try.
I used to be a TurboTax guy. We used TurboTax like for 3 years. Now the last 2 years, I go downtown here in Wheeling. I go to Jackson Hewitt, and the
Gotcha.
lady just does it right in front, like does it all up for me. I find that to be so much better. It comes out, ends up being like the same amount of money as it costs to use TurboTax.
For sure.
And when you have a fucking expert right in front of you telling you the different options and being like, well, let's put this in or this or that. Like, that just makes you feel so much better about yourself and like that everything is right and
For
like
sure.
you're getting the best possible.
Right.
So
Because I always did TurboTax, and then this year, for some reason, like I've always contributed to like the employee match stuff. But this year was telling me since I did it at my new job that I have to buy TurboTax Plus or whatever,
yeah.
and which is $70 per state and federal, so it's like $140. And then they added on like a $35 processing fee. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not doing TurboTax this year.
I wouldn't. Call down to Jackson Hewitt and just make an appointment.
Well, I was told that the library does it. They have
Oh,
like
really?
ex-accountants to do. They do it for free.
Really?
Oh, that's
Cool.
far.
I should say
Do that
former.
then.
I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm about to do. I have a packet.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I used TurboTax the first year. I did it.
They get you because the first year
Or no,
is free.
sorry, I said it wrong. Tax Act.
Tax Act.
Yeah, I used Tax Act the first year, and it just kind of like, I know they pretty much all do the same, but I like it keeps your old ones in there, so you don't have to look for any new
Right.
info.
Right.
And I'm sure they all do that, but yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, like TurboTax, that's how they get you. I think the first time, if you're a new TurboTax user, you don't have to pay any
Oh, I
kind
see.
of fee.
That's so weird to me.
And
It's a
then-
tax service.
and then
It's a membership like fucking
That's what
Spotify.
I mean. And then depending on your tax bracket from there, moving forward, is how much they'll charge you to do your taxes.
Yeah, because I saw this graphic. It just made me sick because you just know this is how it is. It's
Yeah.
like the property thing. It's like the 10% will benefit so much, and the more money that it goes down, the less it helps everybody.
Yeah.
It's just, it's no wonder,
Let-
dude.
let-
No
let's-
wonder we're all fucking nuts.
Yeah.
You got one side saying one thing. You got the other side saying that this side's not right. They're right. The other side's like, no, we're right.
But either way, we get fucked.
We get
That's
fucked
what I
either
mean.
way. And
You
I'm
don't-
still
you
confused.
can't ever trust a word that's coming out of any politician's mouth.
No.
Ever. And here's one thing. Here's a rule of thumb just to live by. If you're middle class, just assume you're always getting screwed. Doesn't matter.
1000%.
Doesn't matter what bill is passed into law or this or that or blah, blah, blah. You're getting fucked in some way or another.
I mean, no wonder everybody's cracked out and crazy. They need to escape the fucking lunacy of life, bro. It's fucking wild, man. But why do you still got to get your taxes done, I'm assuming?
Yeah, that's how they do it.
Yeah, I mean, I know, and again, I've never done it. I know I think there's an H&R Block downtown too that
Yeah.
they do the taxes.
I'm just upset because in years past it was a 15-minute fucking ordeal. Just throw it in there, put in some numbers, and you're done. And I get way more money. And this year it's like I get like hardly any money. I get fucked.
Welcome to it, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Literally,
welcome to adulthood.
For
Fuck
years
me.
there, I always looked forward to tax returns because I'd always get a good amount of money. Well, it was always when I had like a shitty job.
Yeah,
Last however many years when I've had like a good paying job, you don't get dick back.
No.
If anything, you might owe.
yeah.
Dude, if it wasn't have been for me being married this year, I would have owed money. I think like a couple $100 I would have owed. But the fact that I was married and we were able to file jointly saved me from owing anything.
So this is truly what I don't understand here, and I may sound dumb when I say this. I don't understand how you can ever owe money on your taxes when we pay taxes during the year on everything.
Exactly. I don't get it either. I'll
I,
never understand it.
but I don't own property. Does it have to do with property more? I don't know.
Like, why do I owe money when you've been taking money from me all year?
All
Yeah.
year out of my paychecks, everywhere I go buy something, like what I genuinely don't get it. I'm like, we pay taxes on things all year. You take money out of my paychecks all year. I go to buy an ice cream cone, I gotta pay a tax. And then I do my tax returns, and you're like, yeah, sorry,
And
you
it's
owe
all
$800.
And it's all a scam too, because isn't like the whole point of taxes because like everyone pays a tax that goes back to the government to use to help the people
yeah.
in the
Well, that's a
economy.
theory, yeah.
And it's like
You're fucked.
it's like you're not making my life any better. You're just taking my money.
Actually,
and I'm
you're
not
making it a lot worse.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You're taking my money. I'm not reaping any rewards from you taking my money. And in turn, I just have less money.
Because for how much we pay in taxes, there's not a reason in this country that healthcare shouldn't be free.
Exactly.
There's no
and buddy, I
argument.
will preach that to my death. The fact that free healthcare isn't a thing in this country is the most absurd thing ever, and it's all just has to do with the capitalistic, ideology.
And I know
Anything to make a buck.
I know people want to move here. I know people want to live here. I know it's a lot better than other places.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But there are places around this world that you get treated like a human.
Yeah.
Those are human rights.
Yep.
It's a business corporation here, and there it's like,
Yeah.
obviously we want to help you.
We like exactly that, and dude, that's just the most frustrating thing. Like I could preach about it, but I'm just a broken record when it comes to it.
Well,
but it's just upsetting. Like you look at the money that you're charged when you go to a doctor's appointment or this and that, and you're like, this is absurd.
Yeah,
dude, it shouldn't cost me over $1,000 to go to the hospital and get 3 stitches put in my cheek.
That's why everyone says you should ask for an itemized receipt. They're like, "Well, I don't know." Okay, you don't know that much then, because they're fucking you at every
exactly.
corner.
Yeah, and it's weird because my brain goes, okay, you make healthcare so expensive because you want to make that a business, but don't you know that money could go back in the economy instead of a hospital bill to help everybody thrive? You know what I mean? Like if you truly wanted an America where everyone's thriving.
But that's the thing, they don't.
I know.
That's the shitty thing.
And that's what we were taught. That's why it's stuck in your head. You believe that's what it's.
You truly don't realize how things actually are until you're like out of college or in the middle of college. It sucks, dude. It's everything is done in this country to like just make the 1%ers more powerful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't care there's people just making billions of dollars off of healthcare, but they don't want to actually help the people. They don't give a fuck if their healthcare policy actually helps you or not.
Our healthcare shit's so bad
Whack.
that poor family was trying to go to Mexico to get health procedures done, and they get killed by the cartel.
Yeah. I
mean, like, that's crazy for me.
Those are the measures that your people are taking.
Yeah. And then Biden's like, well, we're gonna have to shut down travel to Mexico, and the cartel leader's like, you're not shutting the shit down. And we're just like, okay.
I didn't see that.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. I didn't read it. I was told this in a conversation. Makes sense with what's going on in the world and what I have here. Like there are massive. I got a picture just so I would remember. Massive Mexico travel warnings right now.
Yeah,
like there are
horrible right now.
Yeah, there are areas where they're like, don't go there, and then there's most of the area it's reconsider travel. There are literally videos surfacing on Twitter now about cartels fighting their gun wars right on the border.
Yeah, they are. That's what they're saying happened to these people. Is that they were kidnapped, but then they got caught in between a shootout from a rival cartel.
Yeah.
And that's how the 2 died or whatever.
And I'm not a foreign correspondent. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, so I shouldn't be speaking.
You're not?
But what
the fuck you doing here then?
Why are we not shooting these people in the fucking head?
I know.
That's what I said, dude.
Extradition, I understand it's in Mexico, but like if you're on the border and there's shoot them in the fucking head.
Don't you think like that? Like we go to war, we go overseas for wars and stuff like when you hear about the stuff that's happening in Mexico, like, why are we deploying the army there?
Yeah, I know. It's not a government. It's a cartel. It's a criminal organization.
Well, do you want to know why? Because the cartels run this fucking earth. Like, it's like when you say out loud that a cartel is in charge of an entire country is crazy.
Yeah.
The cartel runs Mexico.
That's literally what I said yesterday to Brooke. I said, isn't it kind of crazy to step back and think that like there's a whole country that borders us, and it's just completely controlled by like a criminal organization? Like that's wild.
It's the Wild West down there.
That's wild.
It's so wild. And I think like maybe it hits different because it's our neighbor. Maybe that's why like the Middle East stuff, it sucks, but like you don't feel it because it's not there. But the cartel stuff like is right there, here, dude.
I heard it's just so dangerous. Like the cartels literally just target Americans like at the border crossings, like they just look for U.S. plates.
Yeah,
And
and
then
like the
target it.
airports and shit. Yeah, it's nuts.
Dude,
Fuck that. I would not go to Mexico.
Oh,
Sorry.
me neither. Dude, they're raiding the all-inclusives now.
I know.
And me and my dad were talking about this last night watching the game. My dad was like, "Can you believe like?" And I'm like, "Dad, I would never do that again." Like I remember getting off the plane, getting on the bus. The bus was taking us to the all-inclusive, and there were lines of police trucks with 50 caliber rifles sitting on top. Mexican policemen walking around with AK-47s around their
Yeah,
neck.
we've at my work. There's a vendor that we buy products through, and they have like a national sales meeting. They do it in Mexico every year. My boss said you go to the meeting, and it's at an all-inclusive resort. Like you stay there for a couple days or whatever. Like yeah, you have your meetings, but then you have your downtime.
Yeah.
He said you go on the beach, and the beach is just lined with armed guards, like people just holding assault rifles. How could you actually have like relaxing vacation with armed fucking guards?
And on the
around?
other side, it's like people living in absolute fucking poverty, and
Yeah.
they see here comes the rich fucking American idiots that are walking through everything to go to this beautiful resort in a shit fucking place.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're gonna rob the fuck out of them. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like why are you going there?
You know, it's
We
kind
have
of
nice places here.
kind of like a
I
little.
know, I agree, dude.
I know, right?
I agree with that so wholeheartedly.
You know, it's kind of a little nerve-wracking. Is I'm sure everything will be just fine, but Alden's wedding is on a border town.
All right, can I? Okay, since you brought it up,
Yeah.
we were looking at Airbnbs. I know Brooke's already looking at. We were already trying to, like figure it
Figure it
like,
out,
when we were
yeah.
talking about it, and me and Sith Googled it. We just Googled the place, and the first thing I won't say the name of the place. The first thing that popped up was which cartel runs that area.
Oh, of Texas.
Yeah.
Great.
And I looked at Sith. I was like, "Are we reading this right?" And it's like the XX cartel controls that spot. And I'm thinking in my head like,
yeah, that's a little nerve-wracking.
yeah,
Isn't it, dude? Alden, but he's been there so many times.
I'm not worried.
But it's,
Yeah.
you want to know what's crazy is when he was there over Christmas, they went to Mexico for a day. They crossed the border and like spent the day in Mexico. I was like, fuck that, dude.
Yeah, and I mean, I have friends that have like been at resorts and have left the resort.
Yeah,
you know,
I
to get
know.
a tattoo or to like see something. Yeah,
and that's like I wouldn't fucking do that, dude.
So we were in the resort, and there were little things. They were in the resort, but like right outside the resort. And I remember walking through those, and my dad's like, "Yo, we're because." But again, it's just funny to think that you think you're safe because you're in a resort. If you look at it like that. No wonder they're raiding the resorts. What the fuck's the resort going to do? It's just buildings.
Exactly. What
You
the
know
fuck
what I mean?
are they going to do?
Yeah, like it's just buildings. So like, I mean, I think that too. It's like, okay, I'm in a resort, nothing can happen. But then I'm like, why? Now, at this age, I'm like, why couldn't anything happen?
Right.
And it's happening now.
It's fucking scary.
It's so scary. So fucking scary. Because all it takes is one wrong move, one wrong thing. And the cartel's coming rolling through that border, and I promise you, they will mow everybody the fuck down.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. What's stopping them from just like, powering right through the borders?
When
you know?
when are they gonna all get together and be like, dude, we're fighting each other. We could take this whole country over. I don't even want to joke like that, but the hypothetical is kind of crazy.
They'd be fucked, honestly. I
Yeah,
think.
dude. Fuck yeah. I mean, yeah. Again, I was talking with my dad. I'm like, it's Texas. They got guns. In Texas.
That's what I'm saying. Like they got. I was literally Googling yesterday. 'Cause it's so funny that we're talking about this. I was literally Googling like, can I fly with my pistol to Texas from West Virginia?
Honestly, probably. They probably
think
give you
can.
one when you get to Texas.
I think if you could put it, you could check it as checked.
Yeah.
As long as everything's like sealed up.
Yeah, so I that was a wild Google search. That was the first thing that popped up.
You just can't carry it through the airport. Like what, five
No,
different idiots in Pittsburgh that you just bring a loaded pistol in your
So-
fucking carry on.
Yeah.
This is an airport podcast, obviously.
Yes.
Because We love talking about it. I saw a video yesterday of some dude tried to rush the cockpit with a knife in his hand.
No way.
Yeah. He was
Did he get shot in the face? No, probably not.
no, he should have. But they were flying, and like he got up and was like flipping out and was like yelling at some chick, and like he was like saying like, I won't kill all of you, just tell me which one of you don't want to die, just raise your hand, I'll spare you. Then somebody like said something, and then the flight attendants come up, and he just like pulls out this shank thing real quick and starts taking off for the cockpit. So dudes
Jesus
are jumping
Christ.
out of their seats, like tackling him, and then like people ran out of the cockpit and tackled him, and he genuinely was like trying to kill the pilot.
Was he on drugs or just having like a mental? Because now he's going to Guantanamo, right?
He should.
Yeah.
He's a terrorist.
Yeah, he's a fucking terrorist. But I mean, looking in his eyes, something was wrong. Whether he wasn't all there or he was drugged out, one could argue it's the same thing at that state. Like you're both out of your mind, so it doesn't matter. But he was he rushed the fucking front of the plane.
Is Guantanamo Bay still
Probably
like
not.
an open facility?
No, I think
They probably shut it down.
yeah.
It's crazy. We're so far past the 9/11 era now.
Oh, it's dude, like
Dude, that was the thing in this country
know.
for years. Like terrorists, plane attack, like terrorists go to Guantanamo. Like that's wild.
dude, I know we were younger, and I know it was still like this a little bit after them, but like, it's crazy. And here we are reminiscing, dude. I always tell myself, I'm like, why are we just gonna reminisce? Because I love it, but at the same time, whatever. It's crazy that when we were little kids, like you could be out all hours of the night walking around.
Yeah.
Like you never thought anything was gonna happen to anybody. And truly, I'm sure some things happen, but most of the time, like if you were in a good place, it was all good.
Yeah.
Now I could never imagine having my little kid walking around anywhere by themselves past a certain time if they're not with friends.
True.
You know?
Yeah. I was lucky enough to have a childhood like that. I could be out whenever.
Same.
Within my neighborhood.
Yes. Yeah. That's what I mean.
I mean,
yeah.
yeah. I guess it's all just dependent.
Because we'd walk the Woodsdale.
Yeah, for sure.
Friends' houses,
Yeah,
walking
and you'd
around.
be fine.
Be fine. Walk over that way. Like you just be bopping around. And now
Yeah.
it's like damn.
9/11 really was like a turning point in this country that we
Yeah.
still haven't come back from. Even though it's been years since it happened, decades since it happened. Yeah, we really.
That was the downfall pivotal point. If you think about like things that have happened, like life was good.
Yeah,
bro.
no, it was. That's what I mean. It really was like it was a fucking 180
Yeah.
turning point. It really
Life was good, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll say it till I'm on my deathbed, but like the 90s, it has to go down in history as like the greatest decade ever.
and it's weird to think the 90s is old now.
I know.
I s-
Right? Like that was the greatest. Like you look at all the stuff that was happening during that decade, the stuff that came out. Like
Yeah.
it was the best decade
Yeah, it was the best decade unless you were a cokehead, then the 80s was your joint.
for sure.
But
yeah.
other than
you had a good time in the
Yeah,
80s.
other than
If
that.
that was your jam.
Yeah, but yeah, that shit's wild. So, all right. Massive conspiracy theory going on in the world right
I
now.
like these.
Massive. And when I read about this, I'm fully convinced. The pyramids,
Oh, here we go. I love this start.
the pyramids were electric towers or like generated electricity.
Yeah.
And that's why they were all over the world looking the same. And the argument people were making is how would humans have been able to make those without any kind of electric or anything? And they're saying Nikolai Tesla, who was named after Tesla, or Tesla's named after him,
Yeah.
he was, when he was in his heyday, that's what he was trying to do. He was close to finding out ways to make electricity travel through the sky, so good clean energy so everybody can have it. And the theory is that's what the pyramids were. And the pyramids have been here way longer than we thought. And there was like an advanced civilization that used to live here before obviously the comet or whatever happened.
Yeah.
Because the pyramids of Giza are in Egypt, which is so hot, but they stay a clean 65 degrees in there all the time without an air conditioning. They figured out how to build it to keep it cool and ventilated. And it's just weird to think we were always taught that those were where like mummies were.
Well, they were though, right?
Well,
like they found like sarcophagus.
Yeah.
Is that the word? Sarcophagus.
But like that's what they were for though.
Yeah.
They were like, we build these massive things for this one body that lays in there.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always kind of didn't buy into that part of it. Like you build a massive pyramid just to bury one body in. Yeah.
And everyone's like, well, yeah, dude, humans built those. They took 10,000 people and they just all pulled the rock up. It's like, no, dude, that doesn't work. How would it just wouldn't work. You could never have enough people on ropes at the same time with leverage to be able to pull rocks up like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm sounding crazy.
No, I definitely think there's something to it. Like, I was always a firm believer, like, we underestimate, like, how bad slavery actually was. Like, when you think of slavery, you think of, like, the American slave trade. But, like, it was way worse in other parts of the world. And, like, we're talking, like, hundreds and thousands of slaves that literally their sole purpose was to build and then die. You know what I mean? Like, their sole purpose was, like, to wake up every day, build these things towards things, and if you die in the process, that's fine. We have another 100,000 still working. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
No, I agree.
I feel like
Good
people
point.
underestimate the how bad the slave trade actually was.
Yeah.
In certain parts of the world.
And like going to the pyramids, apparently, like I don't know, experts say that like slaves didn't actually build the great like pyramids because it was supposed to be like a great honor. So like, if you weren't a slave, why the fuck would you build that thing? You know what I mean? Like, why would you like put all that energy forth unless it was for I guess unless it's a religious thing.
See,
I agree with that whole statement, but I still don't. The how?
Well,
It's
that's
the how.
the how.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
yeah.
You know, like I agree with.
but it is
everything you just
crazy,
said.
dude. Like when you look at like other ancient civilizations, like you see like the remnants of like ancient Rome.
Yeah.
Like humans built that, and that's wild.
For sure. And how would they have built it if they were these dumb people that didn't know how to do anything?
The Roman Colosseum is insane.
Yeah.
Humans built that, and they like recreated naval battles inside that Colosseum. They would flood it with water and recreate historical naval battles.
And that's what's weird too. It's like that whole era, they were all so dialed into astrology. And yeah, I know they knew what the stars and everything were, obviously, but I think it was more than them just liking that. I think like this is what the actual verbiage of what it says. It says, while Egyptian pyramids are surrounded by many myths and legends, researchers have little scientifically reliable information about their physical properties, but it has been proven that the Great Pyramid of Giza can focus electromagnetic energy.
That's crazy.
So it was built.
I truly do believe. I like it. I 100% believe that.
Like the thought that those pyramids that you find everywhere around the world were like power centers to me is that's so cool to me.
Yeah, that is cool.
You know, like and it just completely goes against the whole we've only been here for 2,000 years. It reinforces the whole Ancient Apocalypse Netflix series about that stuff. And it's like, what's the reasoning why we're being so steered off the whole astrology, real life properties that can happen? And the only thing that comes to my mind is, well, you can't make money off of it if it's natural.
Yeah, well.
Fuck, dude. We suck. We suck, dude. But yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any other cool thing. It says, let's see. The pyramid can concentrate electromagnetic energy in its internal chambers as well as under its base where the third unfinished chamber is located. just by setting rocks in a certain way.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it, dude.
It's sweet though. I love it.
It's so
Yeah,
sweet.
it is.
For
You
me,
convinced me.
the coolest part was how it stays at a cool 68 degrees.
Yeah, that is
Why are we
cool.
not doing that everywhere?
I know.
They could do it back then. What the fuck are we been
I
doing?
know. Like, that's why I'm just sitting here. I'm like, they figured out how to make one of the hottest places in this world in the middle of the desert.
That's what I'm going to start saying. This wedding is hot as fuck. And in year whatever, fucking BC, it was 65.
Yeah.
I'm
Rocks.
surprised that like no one has tried to rebuild the pyramids. You know, I'm surprised no one's like went there, studied them, and said, let's try to recreate this. Let's try to rebuild it.
So not the pyramids part, but the last person in history that is known is that Nikola Tesla.
Yeah.
And that's why everybody hated him, because he was trying to figure out how to make this clean energy for everybody. I think he invented the air conditioning.
Yeah.
Or air conditioning and like other things like that.
He invented a bunch of shit.
Tesla was a goat.
Yeah. And that's, that would make sense why people hated him, because it's like, well, if he can create this naturally, you can't sell it anymore.
Right.
So I don't know, boys. I don't fucking know. But Zara, what do you hate this week?
Yes. Finally have one. It's been a while. Here's what I hate. I hate when gas stations don't keep their pumps stocked with the fucking receipt paper.
I love that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Because like if I'm in my work vehicle most of the time, like when I get gas, I have to save all my receipts. I can't tell you how many fucking times you hit yes, I want a receipt, and it starts to print, and it makes the print noise, and then nothing comes out, and I'm like, motherfucker.
How hard is
I have to walk inside
Yeah.
and ask the fucking cashier for my receipt. You never know. You could walk in there. It could be a line of fucking 3 people ahead of you. And you're like, dude, I just wasted another 15 minutes of my day.
That's a great one, because I was on a work trip once, and I ordered at like the fucking touch station at a restaurant,
Yeah.
and it didn't spit out a receipt. And so I went up and did the same thing. I asked, and they were like, "Oh, it's gone. You ordered at the thing. I don't have a receipt for you." I was like, "Well, I'll just fucking pay for it then."
Like what?
You can't print out a fucking receipt.
Yeah, how hard is it to change a roll of paper?
Keep
you know?
them stocked, dude. Like
Yeah.
I just, oh.
Yeah, no,
I had an incident yesterday. I was at the gas station and I was in a hurry. I was on my lunch break. I was trying to get to where I needed to be on my break. I pumped my gas and I hit yes, I want a receipt. And it makes the printing noise and then nothing comes out. I lost my shit, dude. I fucking turned the corner of the back corner of my truck and I went, motherfucker. And as I turned the corner, some guy was walking around to the other side of the pump and we like almost collided when I went, motherfucker. His reaction was like, he like stepped back.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, dude.
Whoa, take it easy.
I
man.
kept walking inside. I was just like, fuck.
Yeah, no, that's a good one, actually. Do you hate anything?
I always hate stuff. It was kind of hard this week, honestly. Like I said, it's been a pretty good week. First off, what I love, and this is kind of contradictory to what we were talking about earlier, making W play early. I love midday sports. The Nailers had their like school
The kid game or
Yeah, it was
whatever,
like 10 something.
Sold out, I heard.
Really?
I heard it
That's
sold out.
sweet. And then golf was on today and W. I've been watching sports all week, like during work.
Love it.
Yeah. So I love that. What I hate is that passwords have to be so like good and hard to guess now.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it.
I hate it.
I have
too.
like 90 fucking different passwords, and they all have different features and like requirements for work. And I had to fucking call the help desk all the time. It's like, I'm
Yeah.
locked out again.
No, I
Yeah.
agree. I truly wish people would just get real jobs instead of hacking to make my life harder.
I
Yeah.
agree. Well, that's all I fucking do all day. But yeah, it's so ass.
Fights fraud. Fraud fighter.
Fraud fighter.
On a personal note, that I can't grow long hair well. I hate it. I'm fucking cutting my hair already.
I think it looks good.
What do you mean?
I
It looks
appreciate-
looks pretty long.
It has a hat though. When I wear a
It has
hat,
a
it looks
hat.
okay, but like
It
for
doesn't
for-
look good hatless.
Yeah, for formal events, I don't know. What to
That's
do.
what I always hit that same point when I'm trying to grow my hair out. I'm always like,
It's a tough
I'll
stage.
put on a
yeah.
backwards hat and I'm like, this looks sick.
Well,
Yeah.
let me ask you this: how many formal events are you going to that you wouldn't have to wear a hat?
Well, so my issue is I have some in August, and I was like, sick. I'm just gonna grow my hair out till then. But I have one in May now, which I didn't know I was gonna get invited to, and I did. Luckily, I'm very glad. But I don't know. I just feel like I'm at the age now where I'm just trying to like be cool college guy, and I just need to fucking cut my hair and shave.
Do you use product in your hair?
I have, and I've mixed results. I just don't really know what I'm doing,
Yeah.
and I feel like my hair is just so curly that it's very difficult.
I have some product you could
Really?
borrow if you want to
Oh,
try it
yeah.
out. You know, my
Give it a
mom's a
whirl.
hairdresser, so
That's
I've
right.
had access
That's
to
right.
so much different shit. And I think I can get my hair looking pretty good when it's longer.
Wow.
But I agree. I'm always like in this. I get in this. I'll usually hit a point where I'm like, okay, enough's enough. Let me cut
Yeah.
the hair. Look sick with a hat on.
I feel like it's like
But-
a 1/3 and 2/3. Like 1/3 time, that often out of the time, 33% or whatever. It looks really good, and then the other 2/3 it looks like shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
And
feel you.
I'm kind of to the point now to where I go back and forth because I'm like, I should just go back to the shaved head days. I look good with the shaved head. Like it's clean, it's respectable. But then I'm like, how long am I gonna have this hair that I can mess
Can
around
mess with exactly.
You know, so
That's
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a good
I
point.
go back and forth. I'm like, as much as I just want to shave, then you don't have to worry about anything with a shaved head, dude. You can
No,
wear a hat,
yeah.
you can not wear a hat.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as hat hair. Like it's fire. But then I'm like, dang. But if I go to that point where I'm shaving it down, then maybe I can never get to a point where it gets super
Gets
long
back.
again.
Yeah, that I've actually never had a shaved head.
I haven't either.
I've never have.
I think I would look stupid. as
So do
hell.
I. So do I.
So here's my theory on shaved heads.
It's all about your ears.
It's all about your. It is all about your ears. But I think if you're used, and I know this sounds so dumb, but I really believe this. If you rocked a shaved head as a kid, you can rock it now.
Yeah.
But if you never used to have that haircut when you were younger, you could never pull it off today because you're not programmed to see.
Mentally. Yeah, exactly.
Like, so I if you've never had it, I
Yeah,
get it.
I don't think I could.
I don't
do
think
it.
you could rock it.
No, my goal is I think like I never have my hair like short, like, but I think I'd like to grow my hair out like one last time, like try to really grow it out.
I feel that. I was even talking to
That's-
Shelly.
That was this time. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I was even talking to Shelly who cuts my hair. I was like, I think I still want to go one last hoorah.
But who knows, dude? Maybe I hit my late 40s and like I still got great hair, and I'm like, you know what? Let's fucking let it.
That's
Let's let
true.
it fucking grow a little bit here.
That's a true point.
I see plenty of older men with longer hair. And
Dude,
those guys are lucky that they're able to do that.
and they're salt and pepper gods.
They are, yes.
God, I can't wait to be a salt and pepper god.
I was thinking we were talking about that last episode.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna be a salt and pepper god.
Yeah, what color does your hair turn?
I don't know. It'll turn white and gray, but like the mixture won't be black. It'll be reddish still. So I'll be like a paprika and salt.
Yeah, or like a little cayenne pepper.
Cayenne, yeah.
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 Dang, hey, dude, could be sick.
Hey, fuck it, right?
You know? Yeah,
I'm here for it.
I got I don't know if I told you guys this last week. I got my debit card hacked.
No way.
Oh no.
Yeah,
that's a bummer.
they hit me for like $500.
Wow.
And of course, it was the Charlotte weekend, the weekend I need the money the most.
Yeah.
So
You hate to see it.
I hate to see it because it's like,
So they shut down your debit card and was like, we're mailing you a new one.
Yeah.
But it takes like a week to get
and
here.
I got the money back at least. Like,
You-
shout out the fraud team.
You know what my workaround is for that? Because I can't tell you how many times I had my debit card number hacked or whatever, or stolen. It's happened to me so many times in the last like 6-7 years. What I did eventually was I just got the Venmo card.
I got one of
The
those. too.
Venmo card attaches to your same bank account.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And anytime I've ever had my debit card hacked
You
and
just load it up?
it's been shut down, I just have the Venmo card as a backup, so I still have access to money in that.
I actually
account.
got you told. That's why I got one. You
Yeah.
told me that a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So I have one just in my wallet.
It's a nice little backup.
But see, this is where it was confusing, Harry, and you might be able to steer me in a direction here. So my card gets hacked. I get the truest text. It's
Uh-huh.
like somebody just tried to charge X amount of Target in San Antonio, Texas. Was this you? No. The guy calls me instantly. All the same questions. We're going over everything. I explained to him, I was like, is there any way that we don't have to shut this number down now and I can just go get a new one on Tuesday? Like, can I change my PIN? Like, I was like, I'll do what I have to do, but I'm traveling right now. I really need it, yada, yada. he said that we could change the pin. So went, supposedly changed the pin, all the questions, whatever. It was fine. Then 2 hours later, somebody adds my card to Samsung Pay, and that's how they got everything out. I get a call right after. I'm like, hey, I just talked to so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. She's like, okay, we'll get your card delivered, yada, yada. I got the new card, whatever. I couldn't file the claims until they actually posted. I couldn't do it while it was pending, so I had to wait a day or two. So I call this lady. She's trying to tell me that the first 2 people that I talked to didn't even work for Truist.
That's true. Because, well, I don't want to say too, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But like certain banks use third parties. Like on I don't do card at all.
Okay.
Like, and I used to a little bit, but now we do some, but like no like really consumer disputes like you're talking about. It's like a third party who is actually calling you and doing all those, and then we like in certain like banks get communicating with them and you work with them.
Okay, I didn't know that. She was trying to tell me that one of those calls wasn't a real employee, and that's how they got my information.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She was saying it was a scam call,
Yeah.
which is common.
It is common, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
Like I've been on I know how those calls work. I've been on the scam calls. I can sniff them out. They always ask questions. They repeat the answers. It's always the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And she was trying to tell me that had to be the reason why.
She's just wrong.
See, that's kind of far fetched. That's kind of placing the blame on you.
Yeah. And I was like, I know this sounds funny, but like, I don't think you're right. I was like, I don't think you're right at all.
That honestly, that might be the bank like trying to get away from owing the money, basically.
Could be.
It's saying like you were scammed and you gave it out willingly. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to stop them from giving you the money back.
I
like,
got it back already.
They should in that case either way.
Yeah.
But like they shouldn't have let you just change your PIN and keep your card.
So that's
what didn't make sense to me.
That's what, because when you buy shit online and when you do those
you don't
transfers,
ever use the
you don't use the
PIN.
PIN.
So that's what she said, and I'm not disagreeing with that, but I have a hard time believing that wasn't.
Right.
It was the same number that I kept calling.
Yeah, they probably just messed up.
Yeah.
And third party probably fucked up.
Yeah, and so I was so flustered. Luckily, I got the money back, but then I'm sitting back thinking like, I'm so safe with all this stuff. You never know how they got my debit card. No wonder like old people just get scammed out of so much stuff.
Oh, dude.
But I wish they just wouldn't be like, oh yeah, here's my account number and here's this and that and this and that. It's like, drives me nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I was flustered. Luckily, I got it all handled, but
yeah,
I was pissed because like it's early and in my head I'm thinking like, are you really trying to fight with me right now to say that like what happened didn't happen? Like I was just so confused. But could have had a bad day. You never know. So,
I feel it.
Anything else, boys?
I had a quick one. St. Patty's Day is coming up this weekend. Is it this weekend? I believe.
Yeah.
And
not
this. Not
yeah.
tomorrow, but the next one.
Yes.
And I've heard talks about like, is there a certain age that have you felt or feel in the future where you're just too old to do the whole St. Patty's Day binge drinking thing?
Yeah.
So I'll be honest. I haven't done it in probably 3 years.
Same.
That like I haven't in at least a year or two, and I forget why, but I never had a point where it's like I can't do this shit anymore. I just kind of stopped doing it, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I will always have drinks on St. Patty's Day,
Right,
but the
same.
whole like
I'm not getting up at 5 anymore.
nah, the whole like you drink all day, blackout like a college student
I might
thing.
still drink all day, but
mean,
I have it though. Is what? Yeah.
But normally St. Patty's Day falls on a weekday.
Yeah, it's Friday this year.
Yeah, so
Or
like
Saturday,
the
one of
last
them.
however many years, you have to wait till you're done work if you're working, like unless you take the day off. But
Dude, I didn't know what St. Patty's Day was until I got to Morgantown.
Yeah,
like I knew the
exactly.
holiday, but I didn't know what it was. I remember the first St. Patty's Day was fucking crazy.
yeah,
What did
Yeah.
you guys do? But like, did you go to Fats at like the super? Because that's what like the thing to do was when I was there.
I always found myself at house parties on St. Patty's Day.
The oldest, the most famous St. Patty's Day in Morgantown history. We weren't 21 yet.
It was my freshman year.
Yeah, it was my sophomore year, so we weren't really old enough to go to High Street. And that day
was wild.
That day was insane. It just so happened that year it fell on a Saturday. And it also just so happened that year it fucking hit like 75 degrees that day. The weather was beautiful.
And it just so happened to be I'm Schmack's.
And
I was going to say, was it the I'm Schmack
and
one?
I'm Schmacked was there. I'd never seen the town like that. The whole time I was there, and even post being there, like that's the wildest I've ever seen that town.
No, I agree.
It was insane. Out of everything,
the whole town was drunk.
Yep, it was insane. We started so early that day, like fucking 10 a.m. It was just insane. I can remember going, like, we were drinking all day, like at our house, and then we went to go pick up more beer, and it was the most insane sight I've ever seen, like driving through the neighborhoods to get to the store.
Yeah.
Every fucking house was having like a party in their yard. It was just wild.
I'm trying to remember because it's so long ago. Well, I mean, it feels like it's so long ago. I'm sure we had a couple real fun house parties like Cash Street back then.
I'm blessed, dude, because we threw some bangers on 6th Street.
Yeah, for sure.
Like bangers is in like so many fucking people were there that shouldn't have been able to fit in that whole area.
No. But we're lucky the front deck didn't just fucking collapse.
No.
But later on, like I feel like everyone like did the Fats thing, and I don't think I ever actually made it in. Once or twice I stood in line for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, what was their they did those like around the clock deals that day, right? Where
Yeah,
like
and I think-
every
I think-
hour was a different special.
And they served the famous green beer, but I think it was like 25 cents a beer, and it started at like they opened at 7 or whatever a.m.
I remember one St. Patty's Day, not the famous one. It was a couple years later. I ended the night at Fats.
I
remember how the night or the day started out with actually a fucking Hank threw a big party.
That's right.
All the way back at the back of Forest Ave in his apartment.
That's right.
That's how that day started. And it went all day, and then I do remember the end of my night ending at Fat Daddy's. And I also remember I was rolling balls.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
Bitch, I might be.
It was so much fun.
Then you go into Fats like mid-April, early March, and they'd still be serving the green beer because they just had way too much. Ugh, gross.
Yeah, dude. I haven't raged on St. Patty's Day in years.
Yeah,
years.
I'm pumped. I know I'll have a day because I'll be down in Atlanta. If I wasn't down in Atlanta, I'd probably just be such a loser and not do anything.
I'm gonna have myself a day this year too. I'll be in Deep Creek for it.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah, that's right. Bachelor party. That's right.
So I will actually have myself a day this year.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm excited. And then this is the last episode on the daylight savings too.
Yeah.
That changes.
Yeah.
Is that this weekend? Sunday. That's right.
It is Sunday.
Damn. So yeah.
We'll lose an hour.
Lose an hour, but it'll stay light out till eventually like 9:30,
which is
take that every day.
Vibes are.
And I feel like every year it's like I can't imagine what that's gonna be like.
I know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it'd be like a maze when it starts happening.
Well, the toughest part's the first 2 weeks where it's like light outside and you're tired as fuck.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm ready for bed and it's still bright as hell outside.
I love those vibes, like when you hit like early June and like you're still driving around town at like 7:30 and it's just still so bright out. Yeah. It just feels good out.
I can't wait because we all have so many different houses here now.
Yeah.
I just can't wait for like Saturday days or Saturday evenings or Sunday outside day drinking.
Yes.
We
didn't do enough of it. We did 2 summers ago. We did it so much.
Three summers and 2 summers ago, we did it so much.
And last year, like you said, it was
too hot.
It was miserable.
Yeah. But I told myself, that's not an excuse this year.
No.
Getting the baby pool back out.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm excited to move up to my new spot here.
Hell yeah.
In the next like month or whatever, and have a yard and a back deck and stuff to entertain for the nice weather. I'm excited.
No, it'll just be nice. Like we'll have different options, dude. It's beer dye season. We'll have to start stretching the
It's
legs.
beer dye season.
It's-
Gotta get the old
Yeah.
the old reflexes
Yeah,
going.
gotta get them going. Beer dye season. It's cornhole season. It's
I love beer dye.
dude. It's so.
I never
fun.
played it until or 2 years ago here, last year and 2 years ago. That's the first time I ever played it. I love it.
Honestly, at this point in my life, it's probably my favorite drinking
Agree
game. I think it's
1000%.
so much better than like beer pong and stuff.
The only thing that sucks, and again, it's just for other people that can't win. This is why it sucks. The only reason it sucks is because the games take so long, and if there's a lot of people that want to play,
Yeah.
it takes way too long.
Because I've been to parties that like people never played it, and I like brought it, and they were like, "This is stupid," but I love it.
It's so
Oh,
much fun.
It's so much
I
fun.
learned how to play at Jambo one year. That's where I learned the game.
And I like saw people playing it at Jambo,
Yeah.
you guys, and I was like, I never had a clue what's going on.
I mean, the amount of beer dye we played in Orlando
yeah,
was sickening, but it was fun.
it was. I got way too. Beer dye killed me that day.
Dude, that day was so funny.
It'll get you too.
It
It definitely
fucking
will get
killed
you.
me.
Dude, he gets off the beer dye table and like we're all bullshitting and talking, like playing whatever, and we literally look to our left, and Zarly is half standing, half laying on the ground, dead asleep. And we're like, what the? And then he just like slowly just hit the
Oh,
ground and then just laid there and was out.
But
Look at like
and that's why I like
I'm
it
cold.
because it is a legitimate beer drinking game.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, like it gets you.
Because Pong's not really a beer drinking
No,
game
it's
anymore.
not, dude.
But I love beer pong. First, I think it's fun, but also it's like the only athletic event I'm really good at
Mhm.
now. Like you reach a certain age, and I
Yeah.
was never like a huge athlete anyway. But
same.
like I'm really good at beer pong,
Yeah.
and I'm not a great self confidence person. I'm really good at beer pong,
Yeah.
so that's why I saw
The
it.
beer pong era was a lot of fun, and I remember like that era very well. That where like you were in your beer pong prime,
Yeah,
Dude.
like you would just drill shots,
Dude, let's
running
be,
tables at a house party. There was nothing
better.
Yeah.
Let's be
Now-
let's
now
be
I
so
play it.
honest right now. The beer pong era, not even college, not even drinking. I know it was all together, but the beer pong era, best era
It was
of
a great
life.
era.
thus far. I'm with you too. The feeling you got when you walked into an enemy territory beer pong
Yeah.
Yeah.
table and you get on there for the first time and just smoke the
Yeah,
kids that were running the
yeah,
table.
let me throw it back. You
And-
show up to a house party and you're like, "Who's got
And that
next
would
on the
happen,
pong
right? Because
table?
you didn't know hardly anyone in there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
It'd
dude,
get
it
heated.
could get heated. That's what I was gonna say. I've been in some like heated beer pong situations in college, like where it'd get like straight up,
Dude.
like maybe a fight.
Aggressive.
It was the
break
boyfriends.
Elbows,
They'd be
people-
like, "What the? Who the fuck are these?
Who are these
guys?
Yeah.
fucking guys?
People'd start calling bows. They'd
Yeah.
say you need to throw it higher. It's like, fuck you, you just suck.
dude. Good times.
Oh,
And now
dude.
nowadays, dude, like I rarely play beer pong, but if I get like roped into a beer pong game, I'm just trash.
Oh yeah.
I'm trash.
I love beer. Dude, I wouldn't even care having a beer pong summer. Like truthfully.
Oh, is beer pong
here's the
back?
thing.
Is beer
Can
pong
we,
back?
can we talk about beer pong though for a second? In
Yeah.
college, I was always a 5-cup guy.
Yeah.
Oh wait, is that what they called it?
Six.
6-cup. No.
10 cup.
10-cup. I was a 10-cup
Okay,
guy.
that's what I thought you were gonna say because we were
sorry.
all 10. Yeah,
I was a 10-cup
yeah.
guy. I don't remember who first showed me 10-cup. I was like, this is so much better than 6-cup.
for sure.
It's way better. I always was a 10-cup guy because then you had like the coolest fucking rules. You could play a 10-cup.
2 re-racks.
Yeah. 2 re-racks. We always played Ring of Fire. I loved that fucking
Ring of
rule.
Fire.
That was my shit. You know Ring of Fire?
I don't even know what that is.
So,
Or
like-
maybe.
So you have 10 cups,
Mhm.
right? 4, 3, 2, 1, right? That makes 10, right?
Yes.
Yes. So the idea
Math
around
checks out.
the idea around Ring of Fire was if you hit the back corner cup
I'm so excited.
and then this back corner cup and then the front cup and then the very middle one, the shape that you left was a ring, a perfect ring.
Uh huh.
And if you could hit those 4 cups and leave the ring, game over.
Wow.
It ends the game.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Dude, what was the rule? What was the rule when you got down to 4 or it had to be 4 cups there was some kind of, was it OT when you did the triangle and then had the cup on top and you couldn't hit?
I never played that rule.
I
I've
always
seen
just
people
played,
play it.
like if someone hit redemp, like you would go to overtime, and that's what
Yeah.
you would do.
That's right.
but no re-rack, no
you
redemp.
had to hit the first the cup on top first.
Yeah, we always played that when I was a senior.
If you didn't play no re-rack, no redemp, you're a bitch.
Agree.
I'll never forget this. We were out at Jamboree one year, and we were playing beer pong with guys that were like way older than us. Like they were in their early 30s, and we were at that time like still in our early 20s.
So weird for that.
And
you
like
just
we
said
were
that.
calling that, we
Yeah.
were calling that out like from the get go, like no re-rack, no redemp, and they're like, yeah. Well, then we got to the end, and we were like, that's game. They're like, no, we get redemp. I was like, we didn't re-rack. It caused this huge argument, and I was like, that's what we've been saying from the beginning. No re-rack, no redemp. They were like fucking all pissed off, dude.
Oh, dude. So I would.
I'll tell you who it was
yeah, who
after.
was it? Okay.
After.
Dude, I'll talk about beer pong for another hour, dude. I literally like I would be good early on, and then the early drunk stages when I'm not feeling it yet, it would be kind of rough for me. But once I got drunk, dude, I may struggle knocking. Dude, that's why me and Jacko were so good together.
Yeah.
Because he would knock all the cups in or the tough cups, and I was clutch money on the last fucking cup. It didn't matter where the cup was, dude.
Boom,
It was
drilling
boom.
Yeah.
Every fucking time I was drilling that shit. Beer pong was so fun. I think I'm
You're
trying to,
you're like actually really making me miss playing it,
Dude,
dude. Seriously.
it's a beer pong summer.
Yeah.
But
It's a beer pong
but
summer.
listen,
Let's do
just
it.
because I said that a couple minutes ago, I'm gonna suck.
Yeah, exactly.
know.
Because I never played anymore, so I'm gonna get out
Here's
there.
my
and
goal though,
suck
by
ass.
the end of the summer to be fucking nice again.
Be nice again.
Yeah.
I agree. Dude, I remember I think it was a St. Patty's Day. It might have been junior year St. Patty's Day. Do you remember the massive beer Olympics?
I played in a couple in college, so
So it was my junior year. It was like the one where
was it here back in Wheeling?
no, it was in Morgantown, and it was those townhouses that were behind the old Maris Keg.
Yes.
There was
Yeah.
massive.
Yes. Was that Nick Traney's house, wasn't it?
Well, I think it was like Grask, Knit.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like all.
I do remember
whatever.
that day. Yeah.
And dude, I remember literally it was me, Jacko, Alyssa, and I think it might have been Moran. The girl kept switching to, and I just remember we were so hungover. And that night before we drank a whole handle of Fireball, we were so hungover.
Oh,
And like
no.
Neil's playing like the Irish song
Yeah.
or whatever, and we're getting ready to walk down. And I just looked at Jack and I was like, "We're gonna fucking win this thing." And he's like, "We're not even gonna win a game." And I was like, "Watch, we're gonna win this thing, dude." We beat like 18 countries and won the whole
Hell yeah.
fucking
Hell yeah.
Beer Olympics, dude. So drunk by the end of it. I remember we hit the last cup. We didn't even shake hands. We sprinted out, started talking shit, and ran all the way home. We were so excited because like moments like that that's my sports.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
yeah. No, I get 100%.
I don't have like the big football highlights.
Scored the winning
baseball- yeah.
touchdown.
That is when I'm dude. If you want me in my prime, it's when I'm playing games like that.
That's what they should have brought out the video camera.
Facts.
Drinking highlights would have been nothing better.
Oh, dude, could you
Oh.
imagine if
Dude,
there was
could
a
you
channel
imagine if
dedicated?
we had highlights of our
Yeah.
college drinking games?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Dude, we threw at Jake's apartment. We threw a fucking legendary beer ball tournament one night.
Beer ball's fun too.
It went for hours.
but too much. You got to do it at a house where you can shower afterwards.
It got hostile.
It got hostile. The championship game was hot. It was
Hostile
me.
as fuck.
Championship game was me and Tidro versus Joel and Jacko, and I'm talking like hostile, and like Joel and I were saying like fucked up shit to each other.
The
Like,
the shit talk was not shit talk. It was
personal.
Yeah.
It was personal. We were saying personal
Surprised punches weren't thrown.
stuff to each
I'm
other.
surprised also.
Well, I didn't throw a punch at that, but then there was a party. I ended up at a party later that night up the hill, and I got into a scuffle with some dude that it got broken up real quick. Like like I don't even know if any punches actually were thrown, but it was this kid that used to hang around with dupes in them all the time, and I don't know his name.
I don't know.
I've never seen him since, but back in the day, he was always with that group.
Oh, I have one person that I can think of,
Yeah.
but I can't remember his name. He was a hockey guy.
No, this wasn't a hockey guy.
No, he hung around with that.
Oh, with the hockey kids.
Yeah, and like John and all those
Yeah.
guys.
He was like friends with like dupes and like Kens.
Yeah, I
Saw
think I
him
know
in-
you're talking about. I don't know, but yeah, it's beer pong summer, boys.
Yeah,
Can't
I
wait.
think we kind of just willed it into
yeah,
existence.
and I think that's gonna be the name of the episode too. Beer pong
Fire.
summer.
I like that.
Dude, I mean, there's no reason why we couldn't get some kind of reps in every weekend when it's hot outside.
Yeah, I might buy a pong table
Like a
for the,
professional one.
a nice one for the summer.
I would love nothing more than getting back into beer pong.
Yeah, but we can't disregard beer die. We have to play
No.
that too.
No,
For
yeah,
sure.
I mean, maybe we'll get so good at beer pong when we start calling each other out and we're like, dude, we'll fucking beat you in both.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything else on your nice little list there?
I have a personal throw in.
Oh, nice.
It was International Women's Day, a day or two ago.
Yep.
My mother is my favorite woman. One of the toughest people I know, like overall. She took a little tumble, missed a step on Saturday night. Didn't yell, didn't anything. She hobbled around on her leg for like 2 days. I finally made her. I took her to the hospital. She broke her fucking hip.
Oh my
What?
god,
Yeah.
dude.
My
Fuck.
mother, tough motherfucker. I love her.
Broke her
Wow.
hip.
Broke her fucking hip. Yeah.
Damn, is she all right? Is she doing
Yeah,
good?
spirits are okay. She they don't know if they're gonna do surgery or not yet. I guess it's kind of like you can go either way. So she's still on a broken fucking hip, but we'll see.
Damn,
Fuck,
prayers,
man.
dude.
Yeah,
That's
seriously,
wild.
prayers up.
Fuck.
Damn.
Anything happy you want to end on? No, just
Yeah,
kidding.
for real.
I'll throw my hat into the ring here for a second. I told you guys I was gonna watch that chef movie.
Yes.
It was really fucking good. Really
That's
good.
the Favreau one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
John Favreau. Really good movie. I definitely recommend.
I meant to watch it Sunday, but I got too fucking busy.
Well, I'm
going to this week. at
I
some
would
point.
suggest they made a Netflix show with him, a chef show where he goes and cooks with different people,
Oh, really?
like based after that movie.
really,
Because once he made that movie, he loved cooking so much.
dude. I mean, it was like the attention to detail when it came to like the cooking scenes was pretty sick.
Food,
Like it was pretty fucking sick. And I was reading about it. Like they got this professional chef to be on site the whole time they were
Yeah.
filming. I mean, it was a good movie.
like food's one of the strangest arts I think there is.
It is. I enjoy cooking a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I definitely recommend that to anybody who hasn't seen it. It's called Chef, and currently it's on HBO Max.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, I watched the first two Creed movies. First Creed movie, I told JT after, I was like, that might just be a top 10 movie of all time. First Creed movie was good. Second one was good. I think I might go see the third one this weekend.
yeah, it's in theaters, right?
Yeah, just something to do. That's why
Yeah.
I watched them. But yeah, those movies were pretty good. I think that's really all that I'm watching.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Twitter, Instagram at Juice Fisherman. Make sure to subscribe to the Juicebox YouTube. Next time you see us, I don't know. It'll just be next time. Nothing really. So thanks for coming. Thank you.
Thanks. Follow me on Twitter at Bubba Slider. Follow me on Instagram at the Harry Slider.
Yes, and they call me Czar. That's ZAR. Don't get it twisted.
Bye-bye.
Bye.